Now at 10, 2 teens are dead and 4 others are injured after a shooting in Columbia, Missouri. Plus, renowned cat-themed lounge and adoption center has unveiled its latest venture. KOAM Shagun Bamdeli will take us there. And the Joplin Regional Arts Coalition judges over 63 local crafted art prizes for the top prize.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Carrie Worthen. 2 teens are dead and 4 others are injured after a shooting in Columbia, Missouri. It happened earlier this morning at a vacant residence on Oakbrook Drive. Deputies responded to reports of shots being fired and found a party at the residence. Authorities say a verbal altercation escalated into gunfire between 2 groups, resulting in 6 teenagers shot. A 16 and 17-year-old were killed. 4 teens between the ages of 16 and 19 received non-life-threatening injuries. No suspects have been arrested yet. A Lamar, Missouri man is arrested for allegedly sharing explicit photographs with an underage girl. The Barton County Sheriff's Office last month began investigating inappropriate communication between the man and girl on social media. Authorities say the man shared the images after evidence was discovered on his personal cell phone. The man was arrested last Wednesday. Police are requesting the charge of sexual exploitation of a minor. A shooting occurred at a North Star Mall in San Antonio, Texas this afternoon. According to the San Antonio Police Department, this was not an active shooter situation. They believe the victim was targeted while he was getting a haircut in the mall and said 2 suspects fled the scene.
You know, we just heard like a real loud disturbance in the mall.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know is like everybody just got down on the floor, trying to protect themselves. And then about a minute later, everybody just pretty much like stormed out of the building, running from every direction of the mall. But again, it happened so fast.
Authorities say the man, believed to be in his early 40s, and was pronounced dead at the scene. Meteorologist Chloe Arroyo joins us with the first look at the weather.
Temperatures skyrocketed this afternoon, and then we cooled down quite a bit into the mid to lower 70s, 73 for Joplin, as well as Carthage, Nevada up at 78. Chanute, you're hanging around at 79 degrees right now. We'll cool down into the mid 60s, 64 for your low for Joplin, and then we'll warm up pretty swiftly into the 80s, 80 degrees by the time we get to 10 a.m. We'll have a couple scattered showers and storms beginning into the mid-morning to afternoon hours, but I'll have the full details and the timeline on that coming up here in a bit. We'll also talk about the air quality update. It's not the best right now. I'll have the full details on that, and the warm temperatures are going to continue, but I'll tell you how long they'll continue. That's all coming up here in just a bit. Carrie, back to you.
Thanks, Chloe. Tiny Tigers, the renowned cat-themed lounge and adoption center, has unveiled its latest venture. KOAM Shagun Bamdeli has more.
A pop-up shop that promises to be a feline enthusiast's dream, organized by the Joplin Humane Society, came to life in the form of the Tiny Tigers Lounge and Adoption Center.
This is actually our second day of Tiny Tigers. It's basically an adoption event type thing and a cat lounge. All of the cats here are available for $90, and we're just trying to get some of these cats out of our shelter.
Lee says the event is important because it sheds a light on the amount of animals that do not get adopted.
Because it's getting some exposure for not only the Joplin Humane Society, but also these animals. We're getting to see them outside of a shelter environment and hopefully find them homes. We are caring for 600 plus animals, so it's important, and it is kitten season.
A volunteer says she loves giving her time to help little animals.
I love being a volunteer at the Joplin Humane Society. I'm a student here at KCU, and I just wanted to give back to my community as I'm in school here. I get to walk the dogs, I get to engage with the community and do events like this with Tiny Tigers, so that's been really great.
Caitlin says she has only seen positive interactions from the community.
It's been a great experience so far. I think it really just engages our community, brings people out to see what Tiny Tigers and the Joplin Humane Society is doing. So it's been a great experience. I think it really gets us out in the community so they can see, that we need help. There's a surplus of animals. It's kitten season, so that's been, it's really great just to have people see, what we're all about.
In Joplin, Shagun Bamdeli, KOAM News.
The shelter says so far over 7 cats have been adopted. Local artists met today at the Maple Uncommon Guest House and Gallery with hopes of claiming top prize. Over 63 pieces of locally crafted art were up on display today at the gallery, with members of the Joplin Regional Arts Coalition as judges. Officials say the top 3 pieces will land local artists a cash prize and that every piece is up for grabs.
63 unique individual pieces from our artists from the 4 states region. Many of these people are artists. You never know, some of them might be critics. They will be picking their favorite pieces actually throughout the month of June and July.
The event was free and open to the public. Refreshments were provided. An elderly Oklahoma man is recovering from being attacked by hundreds of bees. Not only that, he broke his hip trying to get away from the aggressive swarm. Sarah Smith reports.
A normal Friday morning for 81-year-old Carl Amos, mowing his front yard, then a swarm of bees.
He got off the lawnmower and he started toward our front porch. He thought there was a can of off there, so it was only a few bees, and he thought, well, that would take care of them.
Carl then falling and breaking his hip, his wife Barbara says.
Then he really was in trouble because then more bees were coming and stinging, and he couldn't see and he couldn't really move because of his broken hip.
Barbara says an employee from a business behind their home spots Carl 3 hours later. She was returning from out of town when paramedics got there.
They really saved his life, and we are so eternally grateful for them.
Beekeepers removing the hive on Tuesday.
We heard about these bees and how aggressive they were and how they stung this old man 100 times, and he ended up in the hospital. We thought, well, maybe these are bees that we don't want to keep, that we need to eliminate those kind of bees.
He's really a tough guy. I really have never met him yet because he's in the hospital, but he'd have to be really tough to withstand that many stings.
Barbara says they're expecting to leave the hospital Wednesday and spend a few weeks in rehab because of Carl's broken hip.
I guess if you say a person has grit, he has grit. Once he determines to do something, he does it, and he has extreme faith in God, of course.
A loud sonic boom caused by a supersonic fighter jet chase over the Washington, D.C. area was captured by a home security camera in northern Springfield, Virginia today. U.S. officials scrambled jet fighters to chase light aircraft that violated airspace in the Washington, D.C. area and later crashed into mountainous terrain in southwest Virginia, officials said. The jet fighters prompt a sonic boom over the U.S. Capitol, causing consternation among people in Washington area in an attempt to catch up with the irate Cessna citation, officials said. The Cessna aircraft crashed into mountainous terrains in southwest Virginia around the time the sonic boom was heard in the Capitol. The Federal Aviation Administration said the Cessna citation can carry 7 to 12 passengers. A U.S. official said the jet fighters did not cause the crash. A separate source familiar with the matter said that the Cessna was believed to be on autopilot and did not respond to authorities. Coming up, hundreds of people took the streets of Sri-Lankan's capital to mark Pride Month and demand an end to discrimination. Plus, thousands gathered at this year's 40th anniversary at Fair Park in Texas for the Freedom Parade. Hundreds of people took to the streets of Sri-Lankan's capital to mark Pride Month and demand the end to discrimination. Marchers carried rainbow flags and placed card callings for a ban of so-called conservation therapies, to an end of police harassment of the LGBTQ+ community, and equal treatment. Sri Lanka is a predominantly Buddhist nation holding conservative values, and it is rare for people with different sexual orientation to voice their demands in public. Even though there has been similar parades in the previous years, last year's anti-government protests amid an unpredicted economic crisis have helped the LGBTQ+ communities to come out stronger, organizers said. Sri Lanka's laws still consider homosexuality a crime, and bill is pending before a parliament to decriminalize homosexuality. This year marks the 40th anniversary of Dallas Pride today. Thousands were at the Freedom Parade in Fair Park. That's where our Olivia Leach picks up the story.
standing right along the parade route. You'll see some of the groups passing by on the parade right behind me. Organizers for Dallas Pride say at least tens of thousands of people came out today to revel in the kaleidoscope of colors and pride on display here. It's a sea of rainbows along the parade route here at Fair Park. There were over 150 entries in the parade this year, including colorful floats, performers, and groups. It's a celebration of the start of Pride Month, but several controversial bills filed in Austin during the 88th legislative session have members and allies of the LGBTQ+ community here on edge.
I hate it. All the anti-trans stuff, it's totally transphobic. There's no reason for it at all. And I mean, it's a complete waste of the legislators' time to go after things that don't even matter.
I think the politicians really just need to see this and see the unity, and black, white, straight, gay.
Coming up tonight at 10, I'll introduce you to several parents we met along the parade route who are sharing their message of acceptance and love, one hug at a time. In Dallas, Olivia Leach, CBS News, Texas.
A little later, wildfire ripped through Michigan, burning about 24 acres on Saturday.
We'll stay warm, but in terms of rain, what are we expecting to see? I'll have that answer for you coming up next. Well, it's shaped out to be a beautiful day this afternoon. Aside from the air quality and those warmer temperatures, a little on the calmer side, which is a good transition from what we saw yesterday. Taking a look at our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just west of Seneca, Missouri. Earlier, when the sun was up, we couldn't really see the blue skies. That was the air quality to blame. We've seen 3 reports of some moderate air quality alerts. That means the air quality is a little on the rough side, to say the least. Thankfully, we're not in that orange zone for those where it's unhealthy for sensitive groups, but it's still something to take note of when you're outside. It was a little smoky as well, especially if you head further up north and east. In Kansas City, that's where it is really smoky, or it was this afternoon. It has since died down just a hair. Temperatures right now hanging around mid to lower 70s. Joplin 73, Stockton, you're still in the 80s at 81. Iola, you're hanging around at 74 degrees, while Pittsburgh is at 73 right now. So still comfortable outside, much nicer than what we saw this afternoon. We were mighty toasty in the afternoon hours, and we'll continue to see that trend. Our low tonight will hang around in the mid 60s, 64 for your low for Joplin, and then 7 a.m. you'll wake up into the 60s, and then we'll march right up into the 80s by 10 a.m., 80 degrees by the mid-morning hours. But another thing to note, in the afternoon hours, especially if you're out and about, get the sunscreen and get that shade as much as you can. Your burn time is 15 to 20 minutes because our UV index currently at a 9, which is very high considering it only goes up to 10, maybe 11, which is very rare to see. So we're on that higher side, so you'll get a good tan if you're doing it in a smart way. So make sure you're getting that timer if you're outdoors. Also keep track of the scattered showers and storms that we'll see, which will be good for the drought. We're pretty dry off to our west, especially in Howard, Sedan, Fredonia, and Chanute. You guys are also in those drier conditions as well. Thankfully, we'll see a bit of relief heading into tomorrow. We'll wake up clear in the mornings into the mid 60s and lower 60s for some folks out there. And then we'll warm up into the upper 80s. That's when we're going to start to see those pop-up showers and storms. They'll pop up really quickly, and they'll also dissipate really quickly into the evening hours. They'll lose all of its energy, and then we'll see a break into the morning hours. We'll see that on repeat on Tuesday afternoon. We'll see temperatures upper 80s, you know the drill. We'll see those scattered showers isolated mainly for southeastern Kansas, but then we'll get a break onto Wednesday. Here's a little bit of a recap of the overall week. We'll see a chance for precipitation Monday and Tuesday. And then our next chance for rain is Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday. But the best time to mow your lawn, honestly, probably Thursday.
Okay, well, I'll remember that so I can put it off until Thursday.
It's perfect.
All right, thank you, Chloe.
Of course.
This is what parts of Grayling Township look like after the Wilderness Trail wildfire ripped through about 2,400 acres on Saturday. The Department of Natural Resources said the fire is about 85% contained. They did not confirm that there was no deaths, but they were unable to confirm that there were any buildings damaged in the flames. Crews worked throughout the night. People were evacuated from the fire area and able to return to their homes late Saturday night. The American Red Cross set up an emergency shelter at Beaver Creek Township Hall. In a statement, the organization said they cared for 2 residents seeking refuge. Still ahead, there's plenty of Division I college baseball in the region, and Kansas City Royals look to get back into the win column. We'll go over the highlights next in sports.
Well, the Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals are wrapping up their series today. Both teams come into the day on a losing streak, but both are trying to avoid the sweep on Sunday. Cardinals at the Pirates in PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Bottom of the first, Pirates get on the board. Ji-Wan Bae lines this up the middle. Pirates score 2 runs on the play. Pittsburgh goes up 2-0. Third inning now, Rich Hill, the oldest active player in Major League Baseball, 43 years young. Gets the out right there with the jam. Fourth inning now, swing and a whiff. So we head to the 5th inning now. Nolan Gorman goes down on strikes. Father Time was no issue today. Hill finishes off the day, 6 2/3 innings and 6 strikeouts, no earned runs either. So can St. Louis get back in the game? 7th inning, Andrew Kisner, look out, cannonball coming. Solo home run, Cards down 2-1. Top of the 9th now. Last chance for the Cardinals, David Bednar. How about 97 miles per hour right in your grill? Pirates beat the Cardinals 2-1. Pittsburgh sweeps the series. Royals versus Rockies in Kauffman Stadium Sunday afternoon. Brady Singer on the mound. In the 3rd, he gets them looking there. Later in the inning, Singer again. Ryan McMahon goes down on strikes. Then in the 4th, former Royal Mike Moustakas swing and a miss. Singer goes 5 innings and strikes out 7 in the process. Bottom of the 5th, no score. Michael Massey takes that 0-2 pitch into right field, RBI single. Royals go up 1-0. So then, the tarp will come out on the field for a short rain delay, but after the delay, we resume action. Bottom of the 8th now, Royals looking for some insurance runs. Michael Garcia, how about your first Major League home run for an insurance run? That one barely gets over the wall. We'll have to check out the replay. Did he get it over? Yes, he did. So after the review, we play on. Solo home run puts the Royals up 2-0. But then, in the bottom of the 9th inning, Scott Barlow comes in to close things out. Need anything? Nope, just looking. Royals beat the Rockies 2-0. Kansas City avoids the sweep. The NCAA College Baseball Division I regionals are wrapping up this weekend. Many of the local teams in the area are in danger of their seasons coming to an end. We'll start things off in Charlottesville, Virginia. The Oklahoma Sooners are playing in an elimination game. 5th inning, OU down 3-1. Carter Cunningham goes opposite field. Long roll to the wall. Pirates up 4-1. Next batter, Josh Moylan. Line drive, base hit, brings home another run. ECU goes up 5-1. Still in the 5th, Pirates up 6-1. Jacob Jenkins Cowart. Line drive on a rope all the way to the fence. Pirates take a commanding 7-1 lead. And again in the 5th, not done yet. This game's turning into batting practice at this point. Justin Wilcoxon, RBI double to the fence. Sooners were unable to stop the bleeding. East Carolina goes on to beat Oklahoma 8-5, and that puts an end to the Sooners baseball season. Over to the Fayetteville region now. And no, that's not a typo you see there. The Arkansas Razorbacks lose this game to TCU 20-5. The Hogs will have a chance to turn around and face Santa Clara in an elimination game tonight due to the weather from yesterday. So we'll have to play things tonight. So in that game, Razorbacks face Santa Clara against the Broncos. So far in this one, it's still in progress. At the moment, the Hogs lead 6-0 in the 6th inning. Let's take a look on the women's side in the Women's College World Series tonight in Oklahoma City. The Oklahoma State Cowgirls look to keep their season alive. Unfortunately, they are unable to do so. The Cowgirls lose to the Tennessee Volunteers 3-1. With that loss, the Cowgirls have been eliminated. Well, tonight's is the Game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. And the winner of this one will make history no matter what. Denver is looking to win their first NBA championship. Meanwhile, Miami is looking to become the first team in NBA history to win the title as an 8 seed. It was a dogfight tonight. Miami goes into Denver. They get the job done. The Heat keep their magical playoff run alive. Miami beats the Denver Nuggets 111-108. The series is now tied 1-1, headed back to Miami. Game 3 of the finals will be Wednesday night in Miami. And a final sports note, I want to mention Norma Hunt. She's the widow of Lamar Hunt, the founder of the Kansas City Chiefs. She died today, so she lived a great life at 85 years old.
I mean, that's not a bad life.
No, absolutely. And she got to see the team go out on a win. So
yes. All right. Well, thank you. All right. We'll be right back. The 28th annual Balboa Island Parade wound its way through the parts of Newport Beach today. This year's theme was horsing around island style, and organizers asked people to mix in cowboy boots and hats with their usual island gear. The parade also featured several dogs walking the route, with owners helping brighten the moods of parade watchers on a gloomy June day.
Love it.
Gloomy, I like it. We need to have dogs everywhere. Just make you happy.
I agree. Team dog all the way.
All right, tell us a little about what's going on with the weather.
Yeah, chance for some isolated showers and storms tomorrow and possibly Tuesday, only in 10% on Tuesday, but we'll get a break on Thursday.
Tomorrow, the Joplin Outlaws, they'll be back in action home against St. Joseph.
So hopefully there's no isolated rain to
delay
their...
Who knows?
Look, I brought you guys together. Look at that. Okay. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for making us a part of your night.